live. All right, Miss Daisy. Okay, what's going on at PCF right now?
So we have the CDA that's funded by Mesa County. It's enrolling right now. That's the CDA where when you finish, you get a $500 stipend, and then you get the $375 for your classroom. All of the materials that are purchased for that classroom stay with the classroom. So if your teacher leaves, the materials stay with the classroom. However, they get their $500. So that's fun. The credit for prior learning is still open as well. So
can I ask a question about the first one you just talked about? So we're talking about the Mesa County CDA, and people can apply. There's in this agenda, which will be linked on our Facebook under scholarships in the tablet that Stephanie Bivens put up. There's the application for that.
Yes.
Are you aware of what the income qualifications are for that? I had a staff member apply. She was declined because she made too much just on her own income. Do you have any idea what that is?
I do not, but I can find that out for you. And I can also, let me put Judy's email address in the chat.
Okay. And so if you're thinking of applying for that, just be aware that there is an income requirement for that. And hopefully we can get you that information, but it's good to be conscious of that. And then of course, there's another application there, Brighter Beginnings. I believe that's the state application. I assume that there's an income requirement for that as well. My staff that it was declined for the Mesa County one due to income thresholds, I encourage her to apply for the state and see what happened. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think those are getting ready to be sent to Stephanie too, just so that we have a record of who is doing the self-paced, which is the Brighter Beginning one.
Great.
But yeah, the self-paced one, like, I mean, it's just what it sounds like. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. And then the one that the county sponsors is an 8-week course. So then you're done.
And I think the Brighter Beginnings through the state has a $300 stipend. It does.
Possibly.
I looked into that. So it does not have the money for the classroom supplies, but it does have a $300 stipend in there. So
perfect. I mean, it's better than a sharp stick in the eye.
Yeah, I had that happen yesterday.
Did you really?
No.
It's like, it's odd.
and I just pulled up the agenda here. So if you're looking at this little link right here to tablet or Padlet rather.
Padlet, yep.
Just so everybody can see the scholarships. So we're talking about the Mesa County CDA here, and then Brighter Beginnings, and there's applications for both of them that you can check out. So
yes,
marvelous. Okay, so I interrupted for that question. You were moving on to something else.
That the credit for prior learning is also open. I'm not 100% sure how that works as well, but Judy has all the information on that. So if you just need some college credits so that you can become qualified, lead qualified, director qualified, reach out about that.
So courses that someone might have taken that they didn't get college credit for, but now can apply for college credit. That's what we're talking about. So this could be the first thing that pops into my mind, someone that might have gone through the Career Center and did Intro to Early Childhood, ECE 101. In my mind, if you would have paid $50, that you could have got a college credit. It's those kind of partnerships here.
Yep.
Where else might someone have taken that class that didn't get college credit that might go, oh, I need to reach out to Judy?
I know that at one time, this was years ago, when I first took EQIT, I could have gotten it for college credit.
Yep.
Same thing. It goes along with that infant and toddler theory and practice. So things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. If you are looking for any social emotional training, we do have the pyramid class coming up. It starts on the the 22nd, which is next Wednesday. We're going to do it in the evenings. It's going to start at 6, I believe, so that people have time to get home and, you know, get things settled before they jump on. And it's scheduled for 2 hours, but Virginia was sure that things would kind of only last about an hour and a half, maybe. It's going to go every 2 weeks. So there's 10 sessions. If you complete 8 of them, we are going to give you a pyramid classroom kit, so that all the things that you learn, you'll be able to apply them in your classroom successfully, and you'll have all the fun Tucker the Turtle puppet and book and the Super Friends cape and all of that stuff. So, and it doesn't matter how many of your staff are going to be there. It's per person. So if they end up going somewhere else, they can take it with them, or they can share it with another classroom. Yeah, but we are going to close that on Friday. We have had such a huge interest in this training that it has just blown up, and we have a lot. So we're going to close it on Friday and then just cut it off, and then we'll offer it again next year.
Yeah, great. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get this meeting posted quick then.
Yes.
It'll be up by tomorrow. So
I'm going to send out
good.
some emails and stuff like that too. So just so people can get on there if they need to get on there, or so on and so forth.
Great. Sounds super. Hello, Miss Stephanie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. We're good. We just been chatting about the Cda scholarships and credit for prior learning and the pyramid training. So that's where we're at.
Yep. And then also your rating application and your QI dollars, all of that is open. So if you want to apply for that, go ahead. That way we can get your money rolled out to you guys and get some goals set and all the things that come with that.
So this is for anybody that's currently in a rating window. They've signed an MOU, or they're in between their 3-year rating window. Got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So we signed a new MOU for our discovery here in the last window.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we received was a $7,500 infant and toddler grant, which I later learned, which was a one-time grant. You can't apply for that every year. That was one time for every time you rate. Do you recall the grant that I'm talking about?
I do. Steph, you probably know a little bit more than I do. Carly has all the information on that.
So that one's a capital improvement grant, and then the QI dollars you can access any year and every year, whether you are rating or not. So those dollars are depending upon your facility, whether you're a home, a small or a large. You can access those dollars each year and then either use them for coaching, quality improvement supplies, and or both.
So I was referring to the capital improvement, which is the one time. Quality improvements every year. Got it. Sounds good.
Yes.
Sounds great. If someone then finishes a rating season, do you know if then when they sign an MOU for a new season, if they might be available for a new quality improvement grant?
So each year you can sign, it's a fiscal year, and that fiscal year starts in July. So even if you just rated last year, you can still sign on to access those dollars to continue, because quality it doesn't stop.
Yeah, you can get those quality improvement dollars every year, but the capital improvement dollars is
Once in a lifetime?
No,
Or
it's
once
not
every
in
3
a
years, once every rating season.
For some reason, I want to think it's every other year, but I think like if you applied for it last year, you can't get it this year, but I think you can reapply for it next year. Does that sound right, Steph? She's like,
I was told it was every other year from when you were
Yes.
awarded the money.
Good.
yes. So your
Good intel.
your capital improvement is every other year, but your quality improvement is every year.
I think this education is really important because I'm not always in the loop. I haven't always been in the loop. Clearly, I don't know that anybody thinks anyway. I've certainly missed out on those quality improvement for the last, because we did one over the last 4 years. And so I would say if you're a center and you're in some kind of, and you've signed an MOU and you're rating for shines, make sure you're working with your coach, your mentor, whoever, to figure out at PCF, figure out what grants you qualify for, because they are very simple to obtain. And we did 2 really great improvements at both the centers through this last year. And, you know, it saddens me to think that we missed out on some previous years because I wasn't in touch. So keep that communication up with your coach. And if you're a coach, make sure you're reaching out to your center saying, hey, this is your year. Let's get these dollars and things into your program to help improve your program, support your staff and so forth.
So Kirk, I just dropped a link that explains the capital improvement grants. It has the details, overview, allowable projects, examples, and then the requirements for facilities. The link that I just shared is accessible to anybody on the internet. So you should be able to take a look at the requirements of those funds.
Okay, great. Sorry. Okay, technical difficulty there. Good, great. Links in the comments. Super.
Great. And you guys went over the CDA, the new one, or the one that's October. We've got college credit and college class scholarships. So if you know of somebody that's enrolled in any college right now or wants to enroll, we can pay for up to 2 of their courses per semester. Up to $500, college of choice, doesn't matter. And then we, EQIT is already up and rolling, and we're working on a director's cohort, but give us a hot minute. That'll be
Hey, Steph,
yeah.
with that scholarship, does that include any level of schooling as long as it's early childhood?
Early childhood, it's with a college that will accept a grant. Right now, we've identified that CNCC, WCCC is willing to accept those grants. Ow, I just hit my elbow. But yeah, if you want to reach out to me with the college, and I can try to connect with the Bureau office and see if they'll accept.
It's CMU.
Oh, then yeah, they're on board.
Okay. Perfect.
So this is big. So again, if you're currently enrolled in this semester or thinking about next semester and you're out of pocket paying for your early childhood courses, make sure you apply for this grant. Make sure you apply for this program, right?
Yep.
And 2 classes per semester, a maximum of 3 classes total, or is there a maximum of classes they'll pay for?
2 per semester right now, $500 per course. They do have to be early childhood, so we can't pay right now for like the math class or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there a limit as far as how many early childhood classes they'll pay for?
It is capped. I mean, we do have a certain amount, so it's kind of first come, first serve until the funds run out. And then hopefully if we use them, we can reapply for those funds. But right now it's kind of first come, first serve. And we'll try to get those funds out the door.
You got it. And that application is here in our Padlet.
Yep.
Right there. And I'm clicking on it for any of these folks watching. So there's the application for you. Mesa County College Credit Scholarship application. So jump in here, fill this out, super easy, and apply. So available till funds run out, sounds like. Great.
The other things that we are working on as a council is we've started offering pre-service training to family childcare homes. This is kind of a pilot program that the state is offering and wanting us to work on. So if you know any homes that are wanting to open and need pre-service training, have them email me or call me. I'll put my contact information in the chat. And we'll get that taken care of.
Yeah, so this is for homes,
Mhm.
right? And I know that pre-service training has been challenging, having access to an availability and limited trainers. So that's great. Cool.
Yeah. And then also for homes, we have created what is so lovingly called the Welcome Wagon. We have all of these resources that we have gathered, and the resources may change, may shift a little bit as we kind of determine what's needed or what people are wanting, but it's really to help open a Roomba's on the loose.
I'm trying to get it to go home.
Sorry.
Disable this thing.
Anybody who is opening a home will receive this wagon. It is literally a wagon, and we are going to fill it with all sorts of stuff, from a fire extinguisher to some developmentally appropriate toys, to some cleaning products, and just things that we've kind of identified with licensing that is needed. Yeah, I think that's all that I have.
Did we talk about E&E at all? The emerging and expanding?
Oh,
grant?
I did not.
Let's
Okay, go
talk
ahead.
that.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk
Vicky.
E&E.
Okay, so the E&E grant is expanding up to $200,000. The way to qualify for this grant is to add additional slots to your programs. So the $50,000 grant is going to stay the same. Just if you're expanding or if you're brand new, you can apply for the 50 grand regardless. If you're going to be adding 20 or more slots, you can then apply for up to $100,000. And then if you are planning to add 40 or more slots, you can apply for up to $200,000.
Wow.
Yeah. This
Mhm.
is still, it's going to be, from my understanding, awarded based on a point system. So again, it's going to go back to the childcare deserts, which we are. If you're offering Ccap, if you're offering extended hour, after hour, weekend care, things like that, it's just going to get you a higher score to obtain those dollars.
Yeah, so to me, this is, I mean, it's kind of it's not kind of, it's an incredible time if you're thinking about opening up a center, because if you're going to expand 20 or 40 spots, you're opening a new program. Nobody has a program that could have been licensed for 100 that they've only licensed for 60.
Mm-hmm.
That just doesn't exist, right? So if you're thinking about opening a new center, and let's say you find a facility that is not licensed for childcare, has not previously been licensed, it's going to take 100 grand to remodel that to meet new licensing standards. And if you're going to open a facility, it's probably going to be 40 plus. So to have 200 grand to meet licensing requirements, I don't know. I don't mean to be dramatic, but I want to be dramatic. Like, this has never happened before.
Mm-mm.
This is incredible opportunity to jump in and do that. And to speak just quickly to the concept of of where our center's been here in Mesa County and centers closing and the need for care. I don't know if you're watching this and thinking about it, reach out. PCF will all help you. That's incredible. That's like finding out that Uncle Freddie left you in his will and said, only if you care for children in your community, I'll give you 200 grand to open up your own business. That's insane. Now I don't know where it would be in my email, but here's another thing that I found. It was from the state, and maybe one of you ladies can help me out. It talked about that there was funding up to $5 million per project for construction purposes. And it would pay 50% of construction purposes. This is a synopsis, if poor or accurate, I'm not really sure. And it was for all kinds of industries, but it was obviously due to COVID, but childcare was one of many. So if you were to open up a childcare center, and let's say you purchased a piece of property for $200,000 and had $800,000 construction costs, I interpret it as it would potentially offer you a grant of $400,000, half of your construction costs, for building new things that supported the community. And it wasn't just childcare. I mean, it could have been a art venue. It could have been I don't know, a private rec center or a gym, maybe something to serve the community. They gave a list of like 10 different industries. I would love to find that email. I've saved it and I have it buried here somewhere. If I find that link, I'll post it on our Facebook page. So keep your eyes on that. So it would be for like expanding your business. They're trying to figure out how to take these COVID funds and use them so that it's supporting communities. And that made sense. You know, anybody that's working to expand, to grow, or to start a new business, and it met this criteria that had a positive impact to the community, paid for up to 50% of construction costs. I'm going, oh my goodness. So
I'm Googling, trying to find something just out of curiosity.
I know I saved it because I was like, maybe it's, oh my gosh, is it time?
It is time.
It's time for somebody. I would much rather help you. Oh shoot.
We'll find it and we'll get it posted.
Yeah, we'll find it. Stay tuned to Facebook. We'll post it on our Facebook page. It exists.
Okay. While y'all are looking at that, I just wanted to touch base on the emerging and expanding of those increased numbers, you know, are available, but the $50,000 is still also available.
Mhm.
So that is underneath, you know, if you bring on 1-2 more kiddos and need, you know, assistance to be able to maybe change this room around to increase just a couple more slots, things like that, you're still eligible for that. Large homes, same thing, because they'd be under that 20, still eligible for those. The process is working with licensing to identify the budgets, the plan, if it does require capital improvements, having that licensed contractor on board. And then from there, you work with our team to be able to dispense and spend that money down to do whatever improvements that are needed. And just an update, right now we are working with 5 current programs, which have increased slots to 115 more slots in our area. These facilities are accessing a total of $174,000. We have 3 more programs that are in process, totaling another 39 slots with another about $150,000. So those are some things that are in process right now. So, you know, it doesn't matter small or high numbers that you're looking at or considering, you can access those dollars, but that's what's currently being accessed with emerging and expanding.
Okay, I just had a wow moment. So at our Fruita location, think about this for yours. At our Fruita Center, for example, I have a classroom that is licensed for 24. Miss Daisy, are you there in your screen?
Yes.
There?
Yep. You're
Okay.
pointing the right
Miss
direction.
Daisy came out with her fancy dancy electronic. You're there. Oh, look, you're over there. Hi. Miss Daisy came out with her fancy dancy laser beam, and I got myself a laser beam. You can get them on Amazon, pretty slick. And we remeasured that room. That room has enough space for 25. I never licensed it for 25 because 24 was just a magic number in the day. I just realized now that we relicense that, and I would qualify for E&E for our Fruita Center. And our floors continue to peel up and need to be redone, and there could be. So here's the thing: if you have a childcare center, you need to Amazon $50 and get one of these laser things and measure your space. If you have a classroom that's licensed for 20, but you can fit 21 because of space, that would be expanding the amount of slots you have, you qualify. Stephanie just said by one. What if you can meet the needs of 4 more families and offer 4 more spaces? So maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't have another classroom to open up into. I know I have 3 classrooms that, one classroom, my 3-year-old classroom is licensed for 20. I've measured it before, it'll fit 23. I didn't want to put 23 3-year-olds in there because I'm pretty sure my staff would leave. But I could get it relicensed for that, and maybe there's a way at some point in the day that works and you're able to provide more care. But the licensing requirement says that you must expand your license. So remeasure your rooms. If you need help, reach out. I'll stop by and help you remeasure your rooms. From my perspective, you would need licensing to do it too, to get that. But I don't mind coming by and doing that for you. I don't know that we have any licensing specialists currently, but so I could come out and help you if you're in Mesa County. So be happy to do that. But yeah, I wasn't even thinking about our Fruita location. Our junction is a little bit different. It's kind of stuck in a spot, but wow, this was a $50,000 directors meeting for our Fruita staff, children, and community. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Keep in mind that depending on your ages that you're going to put in that classroom is what licensing will license it for. So, your group sizes and your ages, you can't license it for 30 toddlers.
Good point. So this was a 3-year-old room. I know can meet 23, but see that group size we wouldn't have more than 20 because that ratio would be always 10-1. And we're not going to put a third group of 3 children in that classroom. Yep. However, in my school age classroom, which during the summertime, for example, we run 15-1, but it's licensed for 24. So 25 makes that work.
Yep. Which is the room that I had measured.
Point. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah. There's always a caveat that you have to think about. Just
yeah. And that's why you talk to your licensing specialist. That's why you talk to your coach, because we're all looking through a different set of glasses, different lenses, different shades, and we're thinking of different things. So that's great. Yeah. Great point. Okay. E&E. Those are big. Those are crazy grants.
They are crazy grants.
What else you got there, ladies?
I don't have anything else to talk about. I know that you have quite a bit of stuff on your agenda. I don't know if Stephanie has anything she wants to talk about either.
I had one thing that I wanted to provide an update for was in our progress for the what we've been dreaming about of creating this early childhood center, this hub, this facility training center. We have established where that's going to be. The land is beside Rocky Mountain Elementary in Clifton. This campus is projected to house a new library, a new community center that has gyms and different activities. I think they're even talking about having some sort of a drop-in for when parents are doing whatever, a kitchen, things like that. So there'll be a community center, and then an early childhood facility for training. And so that's where that location has been identified. It looks like we're still in planning phases. We're out talking to Clifton people in the area to get some feedback of, there is space in the outdoor areas of what do you know, walking space, what do you want that to look like? What are things that are needed? So we are working with folks in Clifton. There are some other community centers being built as well in several other places that are a little bit separate from this project, but the same as this project. It's a little different. So there's one in Whitewater, there's one in Quebec, there's one in, I can't remember, 2 other places, and then in Clifton, but Clifton's a little bit unique because a library as well as an early childhood kind of hub and training facility is also going to be built on that campus. So we're getting closer to those details, hoping that we would break ground in February of 2022. Yes. And then in 2023, the facilities would then be open to the public. And, yeah, so that's the idea there. Moving forward with the resource center, they will, once this all gets established, go out to RFP to be looking for someone to run the childcare slots there. So that will be out for a provider to basically make bids on. If somebody is interested, you know, those are things that are going to be going out here soon for bids for that. So I think that was all I had, though. I apologize, I did not put it on the agenda.
Great. All right. Let's see, what else do we have? I'm going to sneak peek at this Padlet again to see if there's anything else. I'm going to throw it over here on the screen so everybody can see that, at least that are watching this not live. Mesa County Cda Brighter Beginning Scholarship, the EQIT. You can get college credit for your CDA. This impacts. So that's getting college credit, applying for scholarships. This is all here. So remember that in the agenda for our Directors Network, under Stephanie Bivens here, this is your link right here. So hopefully it's shared with everybody so you can get that. So great. Okay. Anything else, ladies? Now I have an echo. Does anybody else catch that echo or no? You do?
No.
How do I get rid of the echo?
No.
I don't hear it, so.
Okay, well, if you don't hear it, maybe we're in good shape. And if you do hear it, I'm so sorry. Okay, let me just, maybe I'll table this conversation for next month. Here's what I wanted to share with everybody from a CACFP. And I'm going to reach out to Miss Erica with Ccap, because I know that she's working with a lot of providers who, and some of them are really struggling with really being on top of their Ccap, of auditing attendance, making sure they're getting paid, being aware of training parents for confirmations and all this stuff. So what I've done is I've created 5 little videos for my parents. I've shared them with my parents. Think about it like this. Creating a Ccap family orientation for your new parents. Because if you accept Ccap, I know for sure that you've had parents that go, well, they never told me about the confirmations. They never told me that I only have 2 or 5 absences. They didn't tell me I had to sign in here or I needed to do this or that. So I've worked over the years to try to create some instruction for our families that helps them be crystal clear on what those expectations are. So here is our current agenda, and there's 5 videos here. And if you cannot see this agenda, reach out to Mesa County Kids at Gmail, and I'll make sure it's shared with you. So let me just show you real quick these 5 videos. So here's the first one, attendance needed and absent day communication. I'm not going to play it for you, of course. You can check this out on your own. But this is me talking to our parents about non-school days and absences and creating that expectation for our Ccap families that they need to communicate when their child is going to be here or not, that we don't have, this is not a drop-in daycare program because you have a public assistance to pay for childcare. It's a partnership, and we need that communication. So this is a 2-minute and 20-second video. You're welcome to watch it and see how I've communicated. And if you're interested in building these playlists for your center and you're explaining this to them, you can shoot this raw footage with your iPhone or Samsung or whatever, and I will help you get that edited for your program, and we'll help you do all this. Here's another video about using our ATS system for our families. So this is another 2-minute, 28 seconds, and I'm literally going through and showing them how to make confirmations and how to sign their child in and out and what to look for. Here is an in-depth video, the third one on there, in-depth using our ATS. So this one is for all of our Ccap families. The one I showed previously is one that they can send to Aunt Margaret. They can literally hit share and text Aunt Margaret this little YouTube video. So when she comes in, she can go in and sign Jeffrey in and sign Jeffrey out on ATS. And I think I talk in this one about delegation. I'm not sure, but that might be another topic that I need to train my parents on, because as you know, that Aunt Margaret needs to be delegated and can be delegated for ATS so that they can sign in their nephew and niece in and out of ATS, where you're not allowed to share your PIN, but you can delegate Aunt Margaret. So there's little things like that I think as providers, it's good to know. So feel free to watch these, critique them, send me the critique, say, oh, you're wrong on this. I'm sure I am. I'm sure I hit a couple hot buttons I wasn't supposed to, but I feel like a personal training for our families, it keeps our ATS really clean. It helps our center get paid, because I want to help you and your center get paid accurately. Not only get paid, but we want to mitigate the amount of care that doesn't get paid for, right? Care that otherwise you would have to charge your Ccap families. Because if they goof, hopefully you're charging them for that day, either your Ccap rate or private rate or whatever that works out to be. But we want to try to mitigate that. Okay, here's 2 more videos I threw up there. The next one is our Ccap contract. So for my families, I put this as a required watch. It's 13 minutes and 34 seconds. Do you ever have a parent that does not read your family handbook? You do. 80% of your parents probably do not read your family handbook. Why? You know why. So I created a video because I'm thinking maybe 40% will actually watch the video. So I've doubled my chances. But if I send them that and put it as a required watch, they have access to it. I'm going to hold them accountable because they signed it. So now I'm going to break it down for them, because learners in this day and age typically need to be spoken to and not expected to read the fine print. So this is just an example. So you're welcome to watch this. I'm sharing it with everybody. You don't have to use my my rules and my contract for my Ccap families. Although if you're interested, I'll be happy to share it with you. and figure out your own. You can make yours nicer, more gentle than mine if you like. But I think that we all have expectations of each other, so I outline it here. So we've created a video for our families on how to do that. And then finally, this one is DHS Ccap check-in troubleshooting, because this green machine, the green machine that your parents check in and out on for ATS, if you have a computer, I have a designated computer for that, does not always stay open for them. 100%. They come in and it's got signed out. A parent closed the X or something like that. And so I've literally in 2 minutes and 17 seconds showed my parents, okay, if you see, I'll just show this out here really quick for you. If you see this screen right here,
Share your
click-
screen, Kirk.
well, and I've actually
Okay.
pulled it into Camtasia, so I'm doing a screen
okay.
recording. But I think if I did share my screen, that would be helpful as well. So let me do that real quick. I think it's a great idea. And that one right there. Beautiful. All right, so now we're got both our bases. So if you're seeing this screen, parents, you click on this red box right here that says Ccap ATS, and that'll get you to the next screen. And that looks maybe like, and I'm just trying to speed through here. Okay, well, here's the other one. This is our EOC portal. And I'm literally explaining to my parents, click this box here, like sign in. We have the password saved in there for you. and then the next thing you see is this screen. Click the red box. So I've literally text and emailed this video out, which is 2 minutes, to all of my Ccap families. So that, because how many of them have told you, oh, well, 80% of the time I show up, your system is down. Okay, well, maybe not that much, but it does kick out. So I've taught my parents how to log back in, and they become very good partners with us. So they know how to turn the kiosk on, right? Because this screen that you're seeing right here is the kiosk. They need to click on this menu, turn the kiosk, and then they're in. Because we don't always have an administrator or someone right up front showing them, that can turn everything back on, because as directors, owners, we're in classrooms, helping, covering the bus run, all those kind of things. So anyway, so there's this 5 series of videos that I've shared. Feel free to watch them, use them. I would just love to get some feedback. Give me a phone call. And let me know if it's working. If you'd like some help, be happy to work with you on that. So does anybody have any thoughts or comments regarding Ccap ATS, things that you've discovered people are needing help with before we move on from that? So possibly next week, if we have some feedback in October, I would love to chat with staff, with any center owners, and I'd be happy to work with you on a one-on-one if I can help you, because if I'm helping you, that means I'm learning, and maybe I can help a few others as well. So that would be marvelous. All right. And then the other thing I had on the agenda that I want to throw out there, I would truly love to work with a center to be able to utilize what I refer to as our center management tool. So this is what I have used for years to run my center. We all have some kind of childcare software, right? Whether it's provided through Colorado Shines or ELV or Head Start or ProCare or Child Care Management System. We all have these, and I don't ever see myself being able to replace that, and I'm not trying to. But how do you manage your classrooms day to day? How do you maximize your enrollment? How do you communicate with your staff about a child coming, not coming, about a drop-in? How do you know if a child's not going to be here in 3 weeks and a parent wants to drop in? Do you capitalize on that? Because if you do, that's an extra $30 or $40 for your program if you can track and manage that stuff. So that's what I really would love to be able to work with others to do. So here's my proposal, and I'll share my screen real quick. And I know I've shared this before, but let me find this tool. And I will share my screen once again. All right, so this is our center management tool where we have helping track classrooms. So toddler, early preschool, and we will customize this for you. Remember that my guess is, and I would love, again, an open invitation. I'd love to come into your center and look at what you have, not to judge you, but to partner with you to figure out, hey, can I help you make your life simpler and easier? And, you know, I know a lot of centers will just use a simple Excel spreadsheet, which is a great start. It could be a fine ending. There's so many little things in here that make your life simpler for your staff, printing out organizational stuff for you, taking all of your classrooms one by one. But then all of this can be computed into your entire center so you know where you are from an enrollment standpoint. We plug in your rates, we plug in your Ccap rates, and it helps you keep track of how many children do you have in your program that are self-pay, how many that you have that are Ccap. You don't have to manage this. This is really simple. And then ultimately, where are you at on revenue? And what is your projected revenue for the year? We can plug in your payroll in here and figure out, okay, in my school age classroom, here is my staff, here's how many hours they work, and here's what they pay. All right, here's what I pay them. And here is how much payroll is projected for weekly, monthly, and annually. Here is my projected gross revenue from that classroom and my gross projected revenue profit after payroll. Of course, you have other expenses like rent and other things like that. But I would love to be able to provide a tool that would help you understand, hey, what can I pay my preschool staff? Can I, I've got a fantastic staff member. Can I give them, a fantastic staff applicant? Can I pay them $16 an hour to start with me? Can I afford to do that? I think that's a really hard question to answer. And I think it's really hard on the fly. So my goal in working with others is helping you understand how this tool can work. So you can literally come in here and you can take Kermit the Frog and say, you know what, if I paid her $18 an hour, what would that mean in the end? I think as childcare providers, we need to get that smart, because if you realize that Olaf is really doing great, that you can pay Olaf 16 and you still have a good amount of profit at the end of the year, I think you should maybe consider doing that. So there's a payroll review tool in here. There's a child checklist. And I've now taken our file for our children, and I don't track anything on the file. Everything is on this one Google sheet, their health form, their emergency medical information. It's a simple date. There's so much automated stuff. Follow along, jump in the treasure chest. And we're building a new treasure chest, which will have an updated everything in there. And I'm building instruction on how to use this stuff as well. We've built a profit and loss in this for our centers. And if you hate numbers, you won't love this. But if you're committed to to making a profit, if you're committed to providing, working as long as you can in this industry, then you can't ignore numbers. So help me make these work for you. I would love that opportunity to do that. If you're in the food program, this is all automated. You don't have to manage that. I have seen the CACFP Excel sheet. They go, oh, we have a sheet. And Osreen, love you, love working with you, but your Excel sheet is terrible, which is what the state created. It really is. Like, it's just a bunch of lines, and I've got to handwrite or type everybody in there. And when Bugs Bunny unenrolls, I've got to delete Bugs, and then I've got to put Bags in there, Bags Bunny, and I've got to change that, and I've got to figure out to classify them. This is all automated. I promise you, if you'll give me a little bit of time, I will show you how this could save you and your administrator so much time. And then you could just enjoy going in and playing with the babies in your program, because all of these are automatically updated with their schedules and shaded. I used to have admin doing this all the time, and they would update this so that our gals could do their records of meals served, which you have to do. And so we don't do anything. All we do is print this off for our staff. Super, super easy. There's other things in here, paid time off if you do that. I'm going to continue to build this software. And here's the thing, this is Google and it's free, right? So there's nothing about Google. If you want to use this, you have to pay for. And because you're in Mesa County, and Mesa County has a vision to help you be successful, it's all being provided for you and supported for you. And I would love to help you take advantage of it. So that's our center management tool, and we continue to build it out. The wait list is incorporated right in here as well. So if any of that sounds interesting, you've heard my pitch before. I feel like if we charge people, we would get more. I think if people think things are for free, there's a catch. But I'm going to charge lunch. You have to buy me lunch. And I'll bill the county out for everything else, but lunch, you got to buy me lunch. It's good. All right, that's my commitment to you. But I would love to work with some centers that would love to pilot this with me, figure out where the holes are and everything in there, and we will customize this however you'd like to look at it. So that is our center management tool. And yeah, if this went away for me, yeah, the for sale sign would go out to tomorrow for sure. All right, that's my pitch. That's my pitch. It's 2 o'clock. Want to value everybody's time. Does anybody else have anything else that we want to throw in here?
I've got to jump off for next meeting. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Please reach out to myself, Daisy, Carly, Judy. Thank you, Kirk.
You got it. Well, thanks, everybody. I think that we will all jump off. It's been a great couple hours. Hope you got some good information in there. Thank you, Miss Daisy. Thanks, Stephanie, for jumping on and throwing in your 2 cents. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, no problem.
Have a good one.
All right.
You too. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.